About a week ago, you got out of a sales call, and it was the best sales call you ever had in your life. The chemistry, the bonding was so fantastic. You didn't walk out, you floated out. And then you couldn't get him back on the phone. And you wonder what the heck happened. Selling is conversations, and there are two kinds of conversations, safe and serious. In a safe conversation, you're never going to get a stick of business. The prospect is in that conversation for a different reason than you are. In a serious conversation, the prospect has a compelling need and they're willing to discuss it with you. But serious doesn't mean you're closed. Serious just means you opened. The biggest reason salespeople fail is an inability to transcend the gulf between social and business values. See, social values teach us that best efforts are okay. If you use your best efforts, you will fail 100% of the time. The owner of a company calls all the employees together on a Friday afternoon and says, the sales force gave it their very best efforts, but they didn't bring in enough business, so we're not getting paid this week or for the next month. But if we all put our shoulders to the grindstone, I think I'll be able to pay you in a month or so. We know that's a non-starter. The owner of a business cannot work on a best efforts basis. It's do or die. And the sales team also has to be on a do or die basis. Latent demand is a marketing idea. It means unexpressed demand. So there's latent demand for new ideas that haven't come to market yet. The typical prospect does not have enough experience to make an educated decision. The prospect didn't buy from you because they didn't believe you. It's not the referral source's job to figure out how to trust you. It's your job to figure out how to help them develop trust. 3M popularized the idea of time pacing by requiring that 30% of their profits came from businesses that didn't exist 5 years ago. We do the same thing in selling by creating new relationships faster. As we come out with new ideas, they're latent demand. The customer doesn't know about it. We have to challenge them.
Andy puts together a program that's really powerful because he talks about sales as a science rather than something you just do and hope it works out.
George Lucas has written how he was inspired in creating Star Wars by Joseph Campbell's Hero with 1,000 Faces. When does the champion become a hero? Is it when he or she is facing the dragon and brandishing their sword? It's when they leave the village and face the unknown.
Watching how he speaks, watching how he approaches things is just a reminder that I have that capability and I need to constantly push myself outside the box.
All my life I've had an interest in philosophy. One day I was fortunate to discover Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. A flourishing society consists of flourishing individuals, which means we discover, develop, and achieve our potentials, including intellectual, emotional, physical.
You had this cast iron jaw, and then the worst thing happened that can happen to a fighter. That's civilized!
Salespeople, they build a book of business, they become successful, and they become comfortable, and they stop doing the behaviors that built the business because they're civilized and they're above it. You've developed the systems and procedures to have many flourishing departments in your business, including manufacturing, service, finance. But there might be one department, maybe the most important department, which is not flourishing, where you don't have the systems you need. Business development. Urgency is the province of selling. It's action. You can never close interest. The urgency-based selling system was designed to create a sense of urgency to close the sale. Salespeople are missing one critical skill: project management.
What I got from Andy Gole was a new level of accountability for the way our sales department operates. My people understand that accountability. We hire differently, we operate differently, and there's a high level of enthusiasm to continue to grow our business.
There are many important books that have been written about the secrets of selling, but they pale in comparison to the single most important book, the book of your business. What you do, the compelling reason why someone should be in a conversation with you, and the proof. Why should they believe anything you say?
You have an unbalanced sales presentation. The salespeople are doing a good job of selling themselves, and they're doing a decent job of selling the offer, but they're not doing an economic justification, but they're not doing a great job of selling the company.
What Andy helped us do was to take the things that we were already known for, that we already had in place, and formalize them and put them into a system that can be followed.
You're frustrated. You're wondering, where are all the great salespeople? You remember, in the earlier days of the business, the entrepreneurial phase, you didn't have product services, you didn't have customers, you didn't have reputation, but you built the business. You're expecting the same thing of your current sales team, but they're not entrepreneurs. Here's the good news. They're mostly hybrid entrepreneurs, and they can be developed to get entrepreneurial outcomes and continue to build your business.
Whether you sell widgets, or whether you sell service, or whether you're selling intellectual property, the system seems to apply.
There are 3 proofs. And the proving kit and the proving materials that have been put together are to help support the idea this is the right company.
Over the last 3 years, we're up 50% year over year in sales.
If you're not in a serious conversation, you can't do good fact-finding. If you don't do good fact-finding, how the heck are you going to do an economic justification, and how are you going to close it? So one of the things that we'll be working on is, are we setting a bold enough objective for our meetings? You have to prove that you're the right person, that you're a credible, authentic source of information, that you're a consultant. That's one proof. If you're not developing new business, you're suffocating. You might be shriveling. Your sales heroes are in harm's way every day. When you publish your selling book, you provide them with the essential body armor to protect them in all the battles that lie ahead.